You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Beauty and the Beast After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Beauty and the Beast After Show.
I came in strong.
Yes, you did. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm one of your hosts, Alikona Bradford, holding it down here in LA at AFTERBUZZ Studios, along with one of my favorite hosts in the whole wide world, Paige Sullivan.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
And tonight we are here to discuss Beauty and the Beast, of course, some turkey trauma. Oh my goodness. So there was a lot going on in this episode that I cannot wait to talk about because some really great moments, some betrayal, and then some finally.
For which part?
Oh,
Tess-
you know what
Tess
I'm
and JT?
talking about. You know what I'm about to
There's
talk
a lot
about.
of yelling. I was watching by myself, and I was like the Vincent and Tori thing. I was like, no. And some girl's like, what? And I'm like, nothing. And then with JT and Tess, I was like, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh, hold on. You were cheering.
For JT and Tess?
You were cheering.
Okay,
I'm
no,
say
no,
that one more
no,
time.
no.
Say that one more time. You
Yeah,
were
I
excited?
cheered,
What?
but no,
Okay, I just want to
never
make sure that's for the record.
I never
Just so
said
everybody
I
knows.
didn't like them together. I said last season, not even this season, last season, that I didn't see it happening. And it didn't happen last season.
Mm-hmm. Nice
They are-
cover up. That's a really good cover up.
They are different people this season, so she's completely different. She's
Yeah.
not the same, and neither is JT. And then
Okay. How's JT different?
I think JT has taken like less, like he doesn't seem as scared and freaked out by everything.
This
You know,
is
he
true.
seems to have manned up and just been like, this is what we're doing. These are the things that are happening. And he's kind of grown a pair of balls this season, I feel like.
I'm glad
And
you
that's
said
why
that.
he kissed Tess,
Yeah.
because he's kind of at that point where everything else has hit the fan.
Right.
What can go wrong if he kisses her?
Right.
Maybe
right.
she'll punch him.
I mean, he is definitely a lot more relaxed because obviously last season was all about keeping the secret. So everything was super, oh my God.
Yeah.
And like you said, now it's just, whatever.
Well, now
But-
it's just become the norm, and things are kind of out there, and Vincent isn't solely his responsibility anymore.
Right.
So a lot of the pressure's taken off JT, where I feel like now he can be a little bit more focused on himself and what he wants.
Right. Well, you know what? Actually, okay. The thing is we all wanted the JT cat. I mean, whoa.
JT and Kat? No.
No. Okay. Sorry. the JT test situation. We all wanted that to happen. So we know about this. But the characters themselves, I feel like there wasn't that much of a buildup. There was a little back and forthing last season, which is why I had this huge prediction that I thought they should be together. But as far as this season, we haven't seen much interaction. So for this kiss to come out of nowhere, first of all, it was really cool. But as far
We
as
also haven't
storyline-
seen him in a while.
yeah, it was kind of random and out of the blue, but I love the way everything went down. I like that, I think that Tess said a lot of the things that are things that we've said about her character as far as being perceived as being more boyish and very intimidating towards men as far as being a cop. It's all very true, but cool that JT recognizes all the little things about her.
Mm-hmm.
She drinks pizza and eats beer.
I know. I really just, I think it's one of those things with Tess where, yeah, she is intimidating. She is, a little more boyish than other girls. But the fact that her family is the one who keeps telling her over and over, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. If people tell you something enough,
You start to
to
believe it.
think it, and then you start to act that way. And
Right.
she goes, okay, maybe that's true.
Right.
That's just how it is for me. And until somebody tells you otherwise, it's hard to see it.
So let me ask you this. If you could do a replay of yourself watching this scene, what did you look like when you saw them kiss?
I showed you already. Yes.
Because I was like, ooh, wait, hold on, where's my phone? I got to tweet Austin, hold on.
I tweeted too. I was like, ooh, JT
Like,
and T.
get it. I'm giving winky eyes right now if you're listening to the
Get
podcast.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely thought, I was definitely very excited.
Yeah.
I feel like in all of the turmoil and everything that is happening, We needed some good. We needed some good.
Yes.
They were the good. They were the happy. They were the cute and the fun and the lightheartedness, because the rest of this episode, not so lighthearted.
But you know what? I will say I really like that he appreciated the little things about her, because she is very intelligent. And at one point, unfortunately, it was after they determined that this never really happened, which I think it'll happen again. But outside of that, when she was talking about, you know, cross-searching this and then the bells that she heard and all these things, it's like he was looking at her like, wow. Because she's so smart, and it's nice that someone is appreciating her for those qualities.
Yeah, he says, you're smart, you're gorgeous, you drink pizza and eat beer. You're also, he said, I want to kiss you.
Yes.
Well, he didn't say, he said, and I've always wanted to
do this. And he did, and it was awesome. So,
yes. But really, to be honest, no offense to JT and like that whole line, but I don't think his initial reaction when he met Tess was that he wanted to kiss her. I think over time, that's what he thought.
Of course.
I think when he first met her, it was all with the cat and the Vincent stuff, and he was more annoyed. He's like,
Right.
another person,
Right.
another person's involved with this. That's where I thought he was. So maybe a little white lies thrown in there. The first time I saw you, I wanted to. No.
I like the kissy face. That was real sexy. Is that what your boyfriend sees right before you kiss him?
You know, I don't know. That might be the look. I don't recall doing that, but you know, you'll have to ask him. We'll have to consult the source.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. He'll be our special guest.
We'll ask him.
Okay, so going into all this, speaking of all this like romance and stuff, the actual opening of the show, we see Kat and Vincent in bed, about to be intimate. Really? I think I was imagining his abs right now, and that's where the stutter came from. Yes.
Abdominals?
Yeah, he kind of did like one of those, like, let me lift my shirt, show you my abs, and then all of a sudden she's like, skirt. You know what?
First
actually,
okay. Got a bone to pick with
okay,
Catherine.
okay, let's do it.
My heart's beating so fast. Shush. Shush, that's like the corniest thing I've ever heard in
Don't
my
ruin
life.
the moment.
My heart is beating so fast. Like,
but wait. Okay,
just like when you ripped his heart.
Yes, exactly.
I get where it was leading. But that line was just too much. I was like, no. Like, don't say that. And I've said to Alikona off air before we came on that I don't see chemistry anymore. I don't. I don't see sparks flying. I don't see passion. I don't see it.
It's like friends with benefits.
And it's almost like, not even, it's like, even when she's saying my heart's beating so fast, I almost feel like she's willing it to happen. If she says it, then maybe that's how she'll start to feel.
Right.
When in reality, she's not feeling like that. She's wishing she was feeling like that.
Right. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Because we were talking, we'll talk more about that moment. We'll talk about that later in comparison to the way they make out. But going back to this scene and them talking about the whole recap of she's really having a hard time letting go of what she saw. And this whole episode, I feel like the theme was her trying to determine whether or not the beast side is overcoming him or if he really is the Vincent she knew. I don't know. Did you see that theme at all?
Yeah, no, I do, and I feel like we even saw that last episode. And next episode is titled "Man or Beast," so I'm assuming this is going to be a reoccurring theme for a bit. I just don't think it's fair of her because this whole beast versus man thing. All of last season, it was the same thing. He could control it even less last season. Last season, he was blacking out and had no idea what he was doing. But he never hurt her. That's the difference. He never came after her. He never did anything in front of her that she was horrified by.
Right.
He killed Joe's brother. Accidentally, he killed Joe's brother. He killed a lot of people last season. He did a lot of bad things.
But this season is different.
But this season, it's like
he's not her, you know.
But this season, it's like, oh, well, he was missing, and then they wiped his brain, and now is he really a beast or is he a man? Like, does he have control? Did he ever have control? Was that ever really a thing that was happening?
I'm just waiting for this whole situation to blow up in her face because obviously he's having these reactions for a reason, and it's because her dad is not who we think he is. Well, we know who he is, but who she thinks he is. And I hate the way this episode, he was really trying to daddy her, obviously with his own motives in mind, but at the same time it was annoying because you just revealed last week that you're her father, and now this week all of a sudden it's, honey, this, and, you know, for your own good, and this and that, and trying to give her boy advice. You're like, get out of here, dude.
Even everything, he said something at dinner when she was whispering to Vincent, and he's like, there's no need for whispering at this table. I went to be like, excuse me, do not be a control freak when you have absolutely no right to say anything about anybody. You're very lucky she's even here.
Right.
So if she wants to goddamn whisper, she's going to whisper.
Whoa, get it.
No, but I was really annoyed. It's like,
Yeah.
I get he's playing that role, but even in the sense that if he's really just trying to act like her dad and be, in her life,
It's too much too
come
soon.
off. You're coming on too strong. You're being
Right.
too aggressive. Even if my own father was talking to me like that and I was 29,
Yeah.
I mean, I respect my parents very much so, but if he was like, honey, this is what you need, or honey, or calling me honey, and I had been like estranged from him for years,
Right.
no.
Right.
You don't let strangers into your life like that. Just because you have his DNA does not mean he has any right to say anything to you.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised they're even there. I mean, they have their own motives of why they're
Right.
there, but outside of that, it's like, I wouldn't have gone.
Well, okay, going backwards into the show, though, at the very beginning, Vincent gets lured into the situation where obviously we do find out that Reynolds is trying to have him terminated.
And he's so just blunt about it. He's like, I want him dead. Or where there's some
Yeah.
line like that he says, and I'm just like, what?
Just heartless, cruel, detached, and
Yeah.
it makes me angry because you know the type of relationship your daughter has with him. Why are you so determined to be like that? And
Because he wants control.
Well-
He's a controlling, mean person.
yeah,
I think that's also why he wasn't with her mother.
that could be it.
Because, she created things and it went bad and she was involved with the wrong people. You are the wrong people.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Well, when the whole situation with the explosion blows up, haha, ba-ba-ching. Anyways, blows up in his face and Vincent is alive. For that few minutes, I feel like he was a little bit scared because obviously now this beast has figured you out and he's going to come after you. But the key is going after him and getting him first. But
I wish he hadn't breathed into the phone. I wish he hadn't done that.
I know.
Because then he could have surprised Reynolds and been like, ta-da!
Because
I'm
okay,
alive.
but here's the thing too. Really, hypothetically speaking, it could have been that Vincent was in the explosion, had gotten partly blowed up, and those were his last breaths, and the fire caused the phone to
Yeah, I agree.
go out. So how come all of a sudden, when Agent Reynolds is on the phone, he's talking about, oh, well, he wouldn't hang up on me. He wouldn't be breathing.
Debris fell on the phone and killed it.
Exactly. You don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's I just wish there'd been more intrigue, and I wish Vincent had played it a little cooler when he called him and didn't flip out. I know I would have done the same thing. I would have been like, you tried to kill me.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to know who this other guy is with the explosives. Is he just somebody he's contracted, or is he involved?
I don't know. I feel like he's contracted, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't really
'Cause
have any idea of what's happening.
Yeah, we didn't. I feel like if we would have had a little bit more backstory to him, he would have been more of a significant character. But since he barely has any lines and he's just there to be some pyrotechnic genius, then that's all his purpose is, really.
I don't like him.
I don't either. Well, he's just taking
Obviously.
orders. I don't like Detective Reynolds, or I keep changing him from agent to detective. FBI agent Reynolds. I don't like him. He's extremely manipulative, and on top of that, you're using your daughter for your own motives. The whole entire
And then he's going to take advantage of her when she's sad about Vincent.
No, the entire dinner situation, the entire visit just made my skin crawl every time he
Mine
talked.
too.
Yes, between him trying to convince Vincent, if you want what's best for her, sacrifice, basically break up with her. Just everything. It was so
Who was he to ask?
strategically. Exactly.
And even when Vincent says, I know Dad would give, his blessing to somebody like me. And I love how he stands up. He's like, you're right. Nobody would. It's like, you know what, you
butthole.
big jerk.
Yeah.
You created that.
Exactly.
And the fact that you want to take zero responsibility, you want to kill him and just be done with it.
right.
It makes me so angry.
Yeah. And it's something I actually wanted to talk about this, but we got a tweet from @CarrieBear talking about the fact that Agent Reynolds recognized Gabe. Absolutely. The look on his face, I know you disagree with me, but I feel like the look on his face when Gabe walked in was a little bit of shock.
I think it was shock because Gabe showed up. Not shock because he knows who Gabe is. He's worked with Gabe. He knows who Gabe is. If he didn't know prior, I don't think it's new information to him now. I think he's always known Gabe was a beast or was part of it. And if he didn't, he knew Gabe just from work. He knows Gabe's involved with Kat. He knows that.
But that much involved. I don't know. Something about the look on his face was a little bit of a stunned moment.
Because Kat called
and
Gabe.
wheels were turning.
No, because Kat called Gabe. Gabe showed up with files and he was like, oh, you would just drop out of the blue for no reason. I think it just shows Reynolds there's a lot more people involved than Kat and Vincent. That's where I saw there's Gabe's involved, then Tori walks in the door and Vincent's there and Kat's involved, which he already knew. But if Gabe's involved, who else is involved?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's where I think the wheels are turning.
But-
I don't think it had anything to do with him seeing Gabe. He knows Gabe. He knows about Gabe.
See, at the same time, too, I felt like he was almost trying to very lightly push Catherine towards Gabe. No, you don't. I
Yeah.
felt like he was just remarking about the fact that, oh, wow, like, Catherine, he came all this way for you. That's almost like that obvious, this guy is better for you kind of thing. That's how I took it.
No, I just thought he was just being like weird and like trying to get more information. He's like, that's strange. I didn't realize what a nice guy he was.
Oh, now that you said it just like that, there were times where obviously the actor was doing it because that's how he's playing the character, but it's like his lies, some of them were excellently played out and others were so fake to me. Like you just said, oh, wow, blah, 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 blah. As if it was
Yeah.
like robotically him saying things.
I think it's also he's trained himself to like monitor his like heart rate and all of those things. So if he just thinks about it and takes a breather and then says things.
I was really disappointed in Vincent. Sorry, no offense, but I really wanted him to detect that Pumpkin was in the room. Do you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
wanted him to think, okay, heartbeat fast, this is weird, and it can't just be about the fact that I live on a boat. Come on now, that's not going to make...
A dad nervous.
Yeah. If anything, it would be the other way around. You trying to meet somebody's father and impress them. You are the nervous one. It's generally not the father, because most of the time the father has the upper hand in the situation because he's the one who has to be impressed.
No, I agree with you on that point. I'm not sure. I just think it's all a little strange.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't like Reynolds. I hate Reynolds. I
Yeah.
didn't really see anything weird going on with the Gabe thing. I think he was just a little shocked that he showed up, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm really annoyed with Gabe for bringing Tori.
Yeah, but at the same time, okay, I understand because...
For my own reasons.
Well, of course, for your own reasons, and we'll talk about those reasons later, but given the situation, she tried... When they had this scene where she crashed her car in the Hudson, my mind went straight to, she's trying to commit
Me too.
suicide.
Oh, no, mine
Because,
too.
Yeah, the way she was inquiring about flatlining. First of all, you don't know enough about flatlining to just attempt suicide and really hope that maybe, I don't know, what she was thinking, an ambulance would come along and flatline her and all of a sudden she'd be cured?
Yeah.
I don't know what her mind was.
I think that's what she was hoping, and or she was just hoping to die. I think the thing with Tori is she didn't realize she was a beast. I
Right.
don't
Oh,
think
no, she
until she met Vincent and touched him and woo, my eyes
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But she saw what it did to her father, and she saw how it made Vincent act.
Right.
That would terrify me.
Right.
Maybe enough to try the flatlining thing. To be like,
Right.
I do not want to become what he was.
Right. But it's interesting because I didn't realize the first go around when she walked into the house how Vincent freaked out and then just went at the father. I
It's
didn't
because
realize
of her, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't realize it the first time around. I thought maybe it was something that Reynolds did that triggered an instinct for him to just go after him.
No, because when they shook hands, he's like, oh, this is Catherine's boyfriend, Vincent. They shook hands.
Right.
She went, I have to sit down. He turned, and he was like up against the wall with his back to Reynolds. And you
Right.
could tell they both felt something funny.
Right. I guess in my own weird theory, it was him shaking her hand, which led him to feel something in her that connected to him, that made him realize it was
I think
a
you made it a
source.
little bit more than it was.
Just a little bit.
I think
Overanalyzing
maybe.
much.
I think you made a spider web out of a line.
Yeah, you know.
Maybe I mean you may
yeah.
be right. We don't know what this
Yeah.
connection is between the two of them.
Yeah.
He has met other beasts before.
And
He's
this
touched
never-
other beasts before, and nothing's happened.
But none of them were women. Not that that's a huge thing, but you know, women, instinct. We have all these extra superpowers.
Well, yeah, I
that
think it
men
was
don't.
Carrie Bear as well on
Yeah,
Twitter who said
yeah.
something about maybe it's like animal instinct between the
Yeah.
two of them.
That was a good theory, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that they're both beasts. I think her beastlyhood is different than his. It emerged much later in life.
Well, she's a
she was
different
born
generation,
with
yeah.
it as opposed to being injected with it. There's differences between the two of them, and maybe it's not even Vincent. Maybe it's her. You know, she has it ingrained in her. This is who she is. This is the way she was born.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just developed differently.
Now, do you think instinctively, since we are talking about instincts, when she got really close to Vincent, we all know, let's just talk about this treacherous mess of a kiss that I saw.
And he liked it.
Oh, he
and
absolutely
he
liked it.
I can't. I'm so upset.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing when I was watching it. What? That was what I was doing. And then I got on my phone and tweeted at the writers and was like, what the fluff? We will talk about this on the show. Because
Ugh.
I felt like she knew what she was doing. Only when she got close enough, she probably was already attracted to him. He's a good-looking dude. And
She
now
knows
they-
he's with Catherine. I
Yes.
do not approve.
No. You dirty, dirty whore.
Even if they're okay, I don't know. I know the Beast, things are amplified for them. Feelings are amplified. Everything's amplified.
But the thing is,
you can hold yourself back.
Yeah,
you can control yourself.
Here's the thing. I feel like when they lose control is when they are actually beasts. Neither of them were beasted out. She had a slight flicker of the eye, but she got close enough to him where she could smell his neck. I don't know what happened, but then she pulls him in for the kiss. And
not even. He was standing there and he said, "I can't." And then he still went in. When she put her hand to his face, he went in. I don't think it was just a one-way street. And even when he goes, "Kat, she did it."
First of all,
that was not a peck.
No.
That was a makeout session.
And you didn't push her away. You totally could have pushed her away.
Until you pause and you go, "Ooh, I can smell Catherine."
Right. That's probably what happened. Good job. That didn't even dawn on me.
That's how it, well, because his eyes kind of were like,
oh, snapcom.
I cannot, like, it must have been so gut-wrenching to see that, to know you were just fighting with your newfound dad over Vincent, trying to save his life.
Well, not even that. Their entire history, everything in her life that's turned upside down because of this man and because of this love, and to see it just pretty much fall apart in front of you because it's betrayal beyond betrayal. Because not that it's okay.
He doesn't even know Tori.
No, not at all. And what's even worse is when they had the conversation, of course, what did he go to? His crutch? The instinct. Well, and she already knew. It's like she jumped ahead of him and was like, what? So you're going to say it was instinctual? Oh, because it was this?
Because you're beasts.
Yeah.
It's like,
okay.
Furious.
Yeah.
And this is what I've been saying all along. I don't think there's chemistry there. I don't see them as a couple right now. I just don't.
No.
I don't think there's anything there. And after this, I don't know how they can be a couple. But what I was saying to Alikona prior to the show was, there was legitimate chemistry between Tori and Vincent. So I'm not going to blame it all on being beast. I honestly think he's drawn to her and she is drawn to him.
Right. Okay, so I just got a tweet at Ruth Cassidy. She was like, hey, now Kat's been shutting V down. Give the guy a break. Because she's a prude. So she's a prude. It makes it okay for him to.
Girl, I would love to hear what you said if somebody did that to you. I mean,
she's
that
kidding,
I know she is. But I just think cheating in my mind is never ever okay.
No.
Even if it is just a peck, you have all the control in the world to stop yourself from doing what you're about to do, and he didn't.
Right.
But at the same time, I didn't hate the kiss. I hated what the kiss
concept,
meant and the idea of it. If they hadn't been together, if Kat and Vincent weren't an item, I would have been like, those two have passion and they have chemistry.
Right. Agreed.
Whereas if I were to come into the show today, never having seen it before, Catherine and Vincent, it's forced. It's like they're trying to play this role of what they were and they're not.
It's like a relationship that's fizzled out and you're just going through the
motions. You're fighting for it, but it's not there.
Yeah. Ugh. And already when we talked about predictions in some of our last episodes, we were saying that Tori's going to be a huge challenge because she has something that Kat will never have. She'll never be able to connect with Vincent on that beastly level, if you will. But what I'm confused about a little bit is after this, some of the other things that we've read about Tori is that Vincent and Kat take her under their wing and Vincent's showing Tori the ropes of how to control her beasthood and all this other stuff. If that is the case, I'm wondering how this is going to develop, because if I were Catherine, I'd be like, you need to stay away from my man. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry, we broke up. Never mind.
I think Catherine's going to shut him off. I think she's going to be like, I think she's going to care, as we see in the previews for next week. She's going to care. She's going to want the best for him. But in terms of a relationship, this has to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. I mean, it's just been thing after thing with Vincent. This is just too much for her. And, you know, if people move on, breakups happen.
Right.
And even when people say, oh, they were the love of my life, or this is such an epic love, that happens in a lot of people's lives, whether there's a breakup or somebody passes away. I mean, you can move on and find different love in other people. And that might have to happen between Kat and Vincent, even if just for a little while.
You know what? This brings me to a topic that's relevant, but not relevant to the storyline. With all this drama that goes on between Vincent and Kat, the beginning of this series, I want to talk about the ratings, because obviously it's November sweeps. It's a really big deal for a lot of TV shows to determine whether or not they're going to continue going or if there's possibility for cancellation. Now, where we're at as far as Beauty and the Beast goes, as I have read thus far, is somewhere in the 3.38 category for ratings, whereas last year was 0.6. So the ratings have gone down. Some people blame it on Monday nights. Some people blame it on other things. My theory is that, you know, when we first watched episode 1 of this, you and I were both a little bit disappointed because the way everything happened, and because it's not just regular challenges that Vincent and Kat are facing, it's loss of memory, so it's a start over. But it was so harsh for people who are fans and love the romance of it. I feel like that possibly could have turned a few people off, because just like last year in the beginning half of this show, a lot of people stopped watching after the season premiere because they're like, wait, Beauty and the Beast, you equate that with romance, this is procedural, never mind.
Right.
And then it got good at the second half of the season because I think people, like the writing team, was really listening to what the fans wanted. Now going into season 2, I'm sure they're keeping us in mind, but they went in one direction, and I feel like some of the fans were maybe not so much fans of that
See,
direction.
I am a fan of this. And I
No. Now I am.
I can see where people would be turned off, even at this point where they'd be turned off. I personally think for a successful show, you can't have it be happy all the time. And you have to have things like this. And if you watch any successful show that's been on a channel like the CW, like a One Tree Hill or a Gossip Girl, these relationships, they are rocky.
Yeah.
And they go up and down. They're together. They're broken up. They're with other people. They're in love. They're getting married. They're getting divorced. They're having babies. Like, things go crazy.
Right.
And if we want Beauty and the Beast to be one of these shows and to stick with us for a long time and to be that epic love,
it's got to go up and down.
It's got to go up and down.
I just feel like the way it started off, though, is what was
I think we didn't expect it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we didn't expect it, but it intrigued me a bit because I'm actually not the biggest fan of romance. I love Vin Cat together, but I like the other aspects of the show, like the friends. I like the mystery, her dad, like all of those storylines interest me very much. Whereas I'm not missing the romance right now. I'm actually really interested to see what happens between Tori and Vincent, and kind of Kat just doing her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, ending that note, though, really quick. So what we need to do as fans is get as many people watching the shows. That's why I even brought this up, really, is we need to encourage people to watch, to, actively participate on social media, which you guys have been wonderful at, but I just wanted to drop a line and talk about that really quick. Going back into the show, though, sorry, I want to talk about the really terrible apology done by Agent Reynolds at the very end of the show with him and Catherine. Because my notes say whack apology. Because it was terrible. I think because I know the truth. And he's pretending to be so endearing, and I'm your father, I'm here for you. And then on top of that, giving Vincent wrong files. Obviously, you want to deter him from finding you because you're dead. But still, just the whole situation.
And when he tells Kat, sometimes enough's enough.
Yeah. Pushing her.
What? Enough's enough. Like, you don't even know the situation. You don't even know what she's been doing. You've been talking to her for a week. You don't know.
Right. And that's the thing, too, is wouldn't Catherine... Is it not weird to you that your dad knows so much? He can complete your sentences and complete your stories without you finishing them. And I get that he's an FBI agent, so maybe he's read some files or whatever the case may be. But he's letting on way too much. And at the same time, she's spilling the beans way too much to me.
She just let it all out there. Like, right at the beginning, I was like, why? Like, why? You barely know this person.
Right.
Ugh.
I don't know.
So many problems with this episode. Like, it was one of the best episodes of the season.
Oh, absolutely.
But I have so many issues with these people. Like, I'm so mad at Reynolds. I'm annoyed with Vincent. And Catherine was annoying me. And I just want them all to snap out of it and be like, Kat, you're a detective. You should know better than to trust him. Use your gut.
Right.
Who is this guy? You do not know.
No, but it's the idea of my real father. And
where
so,
she doesn't have any parents left. Like,
that's true.
her adoptive and her biological mother are both passed away.
Right.
I get it. But I want her to think with her brain and to stop, as much as she wants Vincent to love her and as much as she wants, like, a father figure, be smart about it.
But you know what's crazy about that is only a few episodes when everything happened with Vincent being a little bit more violent and her finding out lies about the whole him remembering things he didn't remember. It's just JT tipped him off. One of the things she has said is she's so tired of lies, right? Because all these things between finding out she has a real dad and her real dad isn't the one that just passed away. And Vincent, she's like, I've had enough. I have no more lies. I just need truth and this and that. So you would think after that, her guard would be up with any new person that enters her life, especially a new dad.
But I guess if we're going along that lines, no lies, she's kind of got to give it all out too. She's like, so hi, Dad, this is what happened with the beast. Like,
right.
And the fact that he just dropped the beast word and she just gave it all up. She's like, well, you knew about the beast.
Yeah.
So what?
Right. And any normal person, if they kind of knew but never saw it before, they still would have been freaked out. That's like Tori. Tori still freaked out the second time around.
And he acted so normal.
Yes.
No, I don't like him.
I'm
Can't say it enough.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Reynolds to be gone.
That's just going to say I cannot wait till his downfall.
Of whatever form.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh. Because there was that point in time where I was like, you know what? Maybe he's a good guy. Maybe like they set him up to be somebody we dislike, and then we find out that he's a good guy.
Right. Nope.
That's out the window.
No.
He's trying to kill Vincent, and now he's trying to kill Tori.
Yeah, we're done. We're done with you.
With Jeff, right? Was his name the bomb guy? Or maybe that's his fake name. I think he's like, this is my driver, Jeff. I thought he said Jeff. I don't know. But he said my driver, and he takes Tori home.
I thought that the limo was going to explode, to be honest with you. But obviously, we saw previews. It's going to... Or no, not previews. Sorry. It was the end of this episode.
We saw at the end of the episode that they blow up. But
you know what? I'll say this. For the CW who gave us previews of next week, what would have been really good is if you would have given us previews and not showed us Vincent or Tori. We didn't see Tori, but at the same time, you showing us Vincent made us go, oh, okay, well, at least we know he survived the explosion.
Well, okay, he's obviously not dying.
Yeah, exactly.
We knew that.
Well, yeah, but still, it would have been more of a cliffhanger if it was just explosion.
I would hope that they fake that they're dead this time.
That would have been smart.
And that way Reynolds will know when they don't recover any bodies, but Reynolds would know, would think he was in the clear when in fact he wasn't. Right. But now, are we thinking they're going to know it was Reynolds? Well, they must know it was Reynolds.
Of
course, now they know it was Reynolds because Tori's alive and she knows that the guy did that. So now Kat knows that her dad's a bad guy.
Yeah. Well, I have some news and gossip that I want to talk about. So, I am going to have our engineer cue up some videos. While she does, I'm going to take a quick moment. I told you last week that I was going to show you guys the mugs that @CarrieBear09 made for us. So, take a moment, do a shout out. Ta-da! Okay, so she made us these really cool mugs. If you can't see it, I know it's kind of far away. I'll face this camera. It says Team Beastie, and on the back or front, however you view it, is Certified Beastie. So, again, this is @CarrieBear09. So you guys follow her on Twitter. Hit her up. I'm not quite sure if she makes these, but if she does, well, she did. She made them for us. But if you guys want to purchase them, hit her up. See if she's doing her thing, because maybe you can get your very own personalized mug too. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, you might be able to.
And from what I've heard too, I do believe that Austin Basis has one. So be like Austin and get a mug.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So
the steamy preview.
Let's start with the first preview.
Steamy.
Yes, this is actually from the producers.
My heart is racing.
Oh.
The scene you hate.
Except I can't rip yours out of your chest.
Catherine is trying to ignore what she saw at the...
Oh, it paused. Not sure what happened. It's still buffering, but this...
Ignore what she saw at the end of 206. How horrible he was, and he ripped Windsor's heart out. But she just can't stop remembering it.
Gabe didn't want me to say anything until he had proof, but he thinks his handler's setting some kind of trap for him.
What?
That Vincent is the last target on his list.
Off this, they're trying to find Vincent.
But they're too late. Vincent's already gone on his mission.
I think I've been given the wrong coordinates. There's no one in the warehouse.
I'm ordering you to move ahead.
Luckily, with his B senses, he realizes what's happening.
I'm not usually the voice of calm, but considering your handler did just try to kill you,
Maybe you should stop pointing fingers and
focus on finding him before he finds us.
That is a great idea.
Together, Kat, Vincent, and the rest of our Scooby gang have to come up with what are they going to do now. Now they all know the handler's trying to kill Vincent, and how are they going to get to the handler? How are they going to figure out who this guy is?
You sure he's alive?
Dead guys don't breathe or hang up on you. And they don't call you back either.
So that was obviously a little bit of a recap of tonight's episode, but I love that we get to see all these talks with the producers and writers, I should say. These are the executive producers, but I'm sure they have a handle on what's going down in the writing room.
The one thing I did want to say, I would love to see more JT and Vincent friendship evolution.
Yeah, because we haven't seen that at all.
No, and it's been so focused on the relationship between Kat and Vincent that we haven't gotten a lot of that. And now we're going to have the Tess and JT thing happening. But I would like to see that because JT is still very much invested in his friend's life and his well-being. And I don't think I don't think Vince appreciates him the way he should right now.
No, and if he only knew all the things that JT has done for him in the past.
Exactly.
And even worse, he's not had any flashbacks with JT in them either.
No, not that we've seen always.
Granted, they don't make out, so obviously that's not going to trigger anything. But, you know, they could have some sort of guy moment.
Bro hug.
There you go.
Maybe.
I don't know. All right, so I have another video. We'll wait to get that one queued up too, but it's from Amber Sky Noise. If you guys did not realize, oh, here it is. She's a singer and songwriter. So here's just a really quick teaser of a music video that she just released.
Interesting. So that's a little bit of her video. You guys, if you want to check out the rest, you can go onto her website and you can take a look at it, or you can go to ambernoise.com. I believe it's her website. Yes. She's gorgeous.
Yes. Download her song on iTunes.
And while you're there, you can rate and comment and check out our AfterBuzz show, UBCs out there. Make sure you do that, though. You can watch us there and on YouTube, but on iTunes, you can rate and you can subscribe, so it's always there for you every week after the show pops up.
Yes. And, of course, you guys know BATB Nation always has Twitter events going on, so I just want to tell you about a few of them. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can join them on Twitter with Q&As with writer Wendy Straker-Hauser. If I said that wrong, I do apologize. Use hashtag TeamBeastie. Let's see what else we can do. Wednesday, the 20th, check out the latest test blog. So if you guys like to read the test blog, do that on Wednesday. Thursday, let's see, quote of the day. Hashtag QOTD from inside the writer's room. So that's always fun. And then Feasty Fridays, you fashion fanatics know all about that. There was one more that I want to talk about. There's a contest going on, if I can find that. Let's see here. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your BATB... Oh, no, that's the Feasty Fridays. Huh. Oh, here it is. I'm so sorry. So hashtag Fan Art Friday on BATB Nation. They're going to pick an awesome Beastie hashtag, fan art submission, and feature every Friday. So make sure you submit. It's your artistry because they love all the stuff that you guys come up with for Beauty and the Beast. So definitely take your time, make something amazing, hashtag it, send it off, and you could be a winner. Woo-hoo. Yay! So that's my news for today. Why don't we get into... Oh, you know what? I have some pictures. This is just from tonight before all the chaos went down. It looked like it was going to be so nice and fun, but I got so many tweets from other people overseas that seen the episode already preparing me for the drama, so I had a feeling it was going to go down right after this moment.
So funny.
Yes. And then I have one more picture, and it's actually of a brand new character. I talked about her last week. Oddly, I gave the wrong name. I don't know why I had something else.
Oh,
but
she's a vixen.
Yes, she is, and she is going to be a new FBI agent. She's the one I was talking about that's going to help Kat realize some things about her past, or maybe just about herself in general, that she didn't know before. So I have a different name for her this week for some reason.
Well,
I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm sorry?
I said, who knows which it is? They could surprise you. Maybe it was the other one.
Yeah. Elizabeth...
Is this her character name?
No, her character's name is Dana Moran, I think.
Okay.
Oh God, it's so terrible. I'm trying to skim through my notes, and it's obviously I've got so many notes.
Well, I'm interested to see. Hopefully she's a good person, not a bad person.
I don't think she's a bad person. I mean, she is going to, what they say is spearhead investigations, and she has a feeling that Catherine has some sort of involvement with the whole Beast situation. But at the end of the day, I don't know if she's going to be very vindictive or not.
Okay.
But if you're helping somebody realize things about themselves, I don't know. Hopefully they can't be that bad.
We will see.
So let's get into our predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So I'm going to follow up with what you said as far as Kat taking a walk for a little while from Vincent, obviously still caring about his well-being as a human being and as a person. I don't know how much of the instinct excuse she's going to buy into, but I feel like there's still going to be chemistry going on this next episode. Whether it be Vincent taking care of Tori, I don't think she's off of the show just yet.
He's going to save her life again.
Yeah, obviously.
She's tied up and there's a bomb.
Yeah. but I think Tori's going to have ways of wanting to show her gratitude towards him.
I think this is their way. We've determined this is the mid-season finale next week, correct?
Yes, it is.
So, cliffhangers. I think it's just going to be a lot of build-up. I think things are going to build up with Reynolds, but nothing's going to be finalized. I think there's going to be build-up with this relationship. We're going to think maybe Tori and Vincent have something, and Kat's going to be on the wayside, as well as JT and Tess. I think there's going to be more build-up with that, and it just leave us wanting more.
Yeah.
And I think there has to be something else involved. There has to be some bigger plot or story that is going to drive us into the next part of the season with the whole Beast situation outside of the dad. So I really think next week's episode is really just going to be a big build-up to keep us going.
Of course.
You know, it's not going to give
course.
us much, but
Right.
it's gonna give us enough that we're going to be really upset that it ends.
So this is my prediction. This is what I think could happen. So with Kat taking a walk, taking a little bit of a break, here is the window of opportunity for Gabe. So will he take it? I think that is a possibility.
Yeah.
Now, as far as Tess and JT are concerned, I think that whatever is going to happen is probably going to go more towards the end of the episode, next episode, just because, like you said, cliffhanger. I think at the beginning, they're really going to try to act normal, probably some giggly faces or something, while Kat and Vincent are in the room along with Gabe. And yeah, maybe a little bit back and forthing. Let me pretend nothing happened. But at the very end, something's going to go down.
I agree.
I don't think they're going to sleep together per se, but I think something's going to go down.
Steamy makeout session.
Or this is what could happen. Take some tips, JT. Romantic dinner. Like really woo and wine and dine her. Now that the cat's out of the bag, she knows you like her. It's time to really show her what you're made of.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting. That's a big prediction.
That's a huge prediction. So if you want to continue, tell us some of your predictions. We love reading them. You can always follow us on Twitter. I'm at Cass. Wow, really?
Cass?
I am at Kiss My Passport. Gosh, doggy.
And I am at Paige Sullivan.
And to Awesome Basis, if you were still watching, because he was tweeting me earlier, I'm so sorry. The hair is not very fancy today, but you know what? Maybe next week I'll form it into like a Vincent sculpture or something off to the side.
It's very
just for you.
Katniss Everdeen.
Yes, it is. Catching Fire this week, everybody.
Oh.
Go see it. It's amazing.
I'm sure you guys are into that. If you're into sci-fi stuff, you would like catch.
Oh.
Alikona does not, but
Wait, P.S. Mentioning of sci-fi, really quick before we go, I know you guys are doing, but please don't forget to continue to vote on the People's Choice Awards for favorite sci-fi actress for...
Oh, Kristen Kruick.
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't know we were doing that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Kristen
I
Kruick.
just threw that on you unexpectedly.
She did, but yeah, make sure you guys vote and always tweet. Make sure you remind us
Yes,
too.
because the tweet is a vote.
Tweet,
by the
tweet,
way.
tweet.
Yes. All right, so that wraps up tonight's show. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week for the mid-season finale of Beauty and the Beast. Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.